Nah, I would rather have my kid wearing cloth diapers than be arrested stealing on behalf of my kid or anything. In fact, do whatever it takes to make sure that you remain out of jail so that you can take care of your kids, because you doing illegal things to be able to take care of your kids defies the whole idea of you being a responsible parent. Because at the end of the day, if you are arrested, then what good a use are you to your kid? You have to take your baby daddy to maintenance court so that you can get some relief, because right now you are completely useless to your child if you are going to be in prison because you were trying to steal diapers when you could have just had their father taken to maintenance court, and you fight that they should equally take care of the kid. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment and share. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Today I want us to talk about two things. Number one, parents who are being arrested for killing their partners in the name of protecting their kids. Number two, I want us to talk about the video that I just recently saw on TikTok, which is a lady who was caught stealing diapers, size 4 Huggies diapers from Jet, and how she was embarrassed and whatnot. But a lot of comments, because I really did go through the comment sections, and I saw a lot of people who were actually, siding with her, sympathizing with her, feeling sorry for her. And I saw a lot of duets and stitches around that video. And I actually have a lot to say about that, but let's just watch the video first, and then I'll be back with the rest of my commentary. I mean, you can't be a parent and watch another parent being, humiliated like that, and also thinking about the fact that she's actually doing this for her child and not feel some sort of pain. You can't not be moved when you're seeing a parent being embarrassed like that. I mean, we all know how the internet does not forget, meaning that this woman, at some point, her child is going to grow up and have to come and see her mother being caught on camera stealing diapers for him or for her. It's quite sad. And when you look at the lady, she looks like, a very decent lady. And I'm not even saying that people who actually steal look like thieves, because anybody can steal. But the point that I actually wanted to make, the first point, is that stealing is wrong. Regardless of who you are or what your circumstances are, stealing is wrong. And in as much as we can sympathize all we want with this lady, because her circumstances, we don't know what she's going through, we don't know what actually pushed her to a point where she had to steal. But at the end of the day, she stole, she broke the law, and thieves have to go to jail. And the thing is, with me, it always goes back to what I speak on a daily basis regarding the issue of maintenance, And I'm not even saying this because I feel like maybe the lady is struggling because she didn't take the guy to maintenance court that she has a baby with, but in general, because this is the topic that I speak about on a daily basis, to say, guys, you need to hold the people that you've made babies with accountable, because at the end of the day, a lot of people that I've had encounters with, because every time after doing a video, every time when I bump into people will want to discuss some of the things that I was discussing online. And the topic of maintenance is one topic that a lot of people always want to speak about, when they bump into me, to say, listen, I respect the fact that you're encouraging women to go out there and get these people, to be held accountable and pay a certain amount towards their kids, but I for one would never do it. For some people, it's got more to do with pride and the fact that they want peace, and because they want their peace, they're not going to be running around after anybody to force somebody to come and take care of their kids. And also with other people, it's because of the stereotype that if you take somebody to maintenance court, that person is going to come and kill your child. I know it's not like entirely a stereotype, because maybe there are people who have had their kids being killed or bewitched because they took their baby daddies to maintenance court. But at the end of the day, let's put a scenario and say that this woman is one of those people that decided that they're not going to take their baby daddy to maintenance court because either they don't want their kid to be bewitched, or because they're not going to force anybody to take care of their kids if they don't want to take care of their kids. Right now, you are busted stealing diapers. The same kid that you've been trying to say, listen, I'll take care of my own kid because I'm not going to force anybody to do it, is now going to have to suffer in the hands of, if there's no family member or immediate family member who's going to be able to take care of the kid. That means that kid has to be fostered, and there's nothing which is more sad than having to watch your kid being raised by other people because you were not there. In as much as your intentions were good, you were doing it because you really wanted your kid to be okay, to have diapers and whatnot. But the fact that you were caught, because you live by a sword, you die by a sword. If you're gonna be doing something wrong, eventually you're gonna be caught. And now that you are caught, you have to face the music. And if the music means that you have to be jailed, then nah. I would rather have my kid wearing cloth diapers than be arrested stealing on behalf of my kid or anything. I always say that if there's one thing that I'm scared of, it's prison. I'm scared of prison. I don't want to go to prison, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that I always abide by the law. But that sometimes, well, you'll never know. I could never say that I'll never end up in jail one day. But at the end of the day, I feel like if there's anything that I can do to change my situation, I will do it. And I always encourage, I'm still going to emphasize on that, even though I don't know the background story, behind what actually led to this woman going out there and stealing diapers. But at the end of the day, if you feel like, you're not going to be able to cope taking care of your kid alone, and for whatever reason whatsoever, you have to take your baby daddy to maintenance court so that you can get some relief. Because right now you are completely useless to your child if you are going to be in prison because you were trying to steal diapers when you could have just had their father taken to maintenance court, and you fight that they should equally take care of the kid. Unless if maybe it's a situation where you had the money, or the baby daddy gave you the money and you were irresponsible with the money, you ate the money, or you did whatever. God knows what people do with money that is supposed to be used for kids things. And at the end of the day, you found that the only solution for you is to go and steal these diapers. And in the background of the video, you can hear another lady saying that, no, that means that this baby, you've been stealing from the shop since the baby was born. Because now, if you're stealing size 4 diapers, that means you've been doing it all along. Like I said, you live by a sword, you die by a sword. Meaning that if you've been stealing from the day the baby was born up until now, today you have met, your fate. And I'm just only hoping for the best that you never get arrested, but stealing is wrong. Regardless of the reason why you have to steal, stealing is wrong. If it means that you have to sell your weave to be able to afford a packet of diapers, do that. If it means that your baby daddy can't afford maintenance, that you must get his parents to pay maintenance for your kid, do that. In fact, do whatever it takes to make sure that you remain out of jail so that you can take care of your kids. Because you doing illegal things to be able to take care of your kids defies the whole idea of you being a responsible parent. Because at the end of the day, if you are arrested, then what good a use are you to your kid who is out there, And I'm not even saying this in a bad way. I believe that there's no better way of saying this. I really do sympathize with this lady. I feel like, it's one of those situations where when you cry out for help, people were going to be saying to her, listen, we were not here when you made the baby. Where's the baby daddy? They were going to call her names and whatnot. But now that she's caught, everybody now is saying, listen, if I was there, I would have helped her pay. How many people have you passed by the robots? How many people have you passed by the shops who've been asking you for help and you didn't help them? It's just unfortunate that this person has been caught, and now that they have been caught, they have to face the music. Remember, I said initially that this video is going to be based on the lady who was caught stealing diapers, and also mothers who end up in jail because they've been protecting their kids. So I'm just going to read this message that I got from one of the videos that I posted today, and then I'm just going to continue with the rest of the commentary, okay? The message here says that, Madam Speaker, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think you are a good person to fight about this one. A friend of mine is in prison after caught her boyfriend raping a child of 6 years. She told me that most women are rotting in prison are women who are there because they fought for their children from their sex partners. Please, Madam Speaker, I humbly ask you to consider this as a topic so our government will reconsider those women, because they didn't do it out of pleasure, but they were protecting their children. I am a single mother and I fear for my children's life and mine. Please help us try to help. Thank you for courage and strength you giving me. Okay, this is a completely different one altogether, né? but it also involves incriminating yourself in the name of protecting your kids, And I think a lot of people actually do get to be in prison because they've been trying to protect their kids. We say this a lot, that if anybody does anything to my child, I will go to jail for my child. I will rot in jail for my child. And I think it's quite sad that we have to be in situations where we have to protect our kids from people that we share our beds with. And this is not the first time or the last time. I believe we've had a couple of live sessions where people were talking about how they were sexually, assaulted by their parents, and when they told their mother about it, their mothers would not believe them. So actually catching somebody in the act of trying to sexually abuse your child, it is so sad. It is so heartbreaking. And I feel like, the law sometimes take forever in terms of them getting justice for you. Sometimes they don't even get you justice. You just literally have to be stuck with a child who's been traumatized because of this person that you thought was your forever, who then comes and violates your child. I mean, how sick can one be to just want to sexually violate a 6-year-old? I mean, a 6-year-old, you leave me, the mother, you want the child. That is so sick. It is so sick. And I think it's quite sad that the actions that we take in most cases, this is inclusive of the lady who was caught stealing diapers, to say the actions that we take, we never really think about the consequences. In terms of this lady who is in prison and all the other ladies who are in prison because they killed their partners who were sexually violating their kids, I think I can't really judge them per se, because by the time you get to a point where you kill somebody, that means that I can't relate. That's the thing. I can't relate, because I don't want to say if it was me, this is what I would do, because I've never been in that situation, and I can't judge people who are in that situation because I don't know what would be going on in their minds when they get to a point where they kill somebody. I really believe that, killing somebody is no child's play. There's no way, under normal circumstances, you are normal like this, you just wake up and you decide that, listen, I'm going to kill this person today. For you to actually get to a point where you get that strength, you are literally not even operating. You are having an out-of-body experience. I would like to believe you are not in your normal senses when you want to kill somebody. So having to execute that, kill a man, somebody who is more powerful than you or stronger than you, because I believe that most men are they're masculine. So I don't think I've ever dated anybody that physically they can be weaker than me, that I can feel like I can manhandle them. I've never really been into manhandling type of situationships, so I can only imagine me having to kill somebody who is bigger than me or has more strength than me. It must really take a lot out of me to actually get to kill like that, and I still feel like, for my child I would do it. God forbid, I hope my child never has to go through anything like that, but I feel like, being able to consider my child, fighting for my child while I'm still able to provide for my child, would probably be the best option. But like I said, I would not want to judge people who do it, because I don't know their state of mind when they do that. And I don't know how I can really influence the government, or maybe we can have a live session and just discuss about it and have somebody who is more knowledgeable about the legal stuff to say, what are the things that people look at? What does the law look at when they talk about, when they eventually have to send somebody to jail for killing their partner, even if they were protecting a child, because at the end of the day, once a life has been lost, somebody has to pay for the life that has been lost. And once somebody is gone, they can't even defend themselves. So if you at least had somebody but they are not dead, at least that person still gets to pay for what they did. But if they're completely dead, they walked out scot-free, because then you have to now remain here and pay for the debts. There are so many cases like this that I've seen in the past. It's quite sad, and I don't even know how can I really influence that. But I actually saw the need to read the message out loud, to say, if anybody knows how we can actually drive this message across, or have a platform where we can talk about this issue, because it's really a serious issue and it needs to be addressed, then we can definitely get together and talk about it. and do a live session about it. But for the lady who was caught stealing diapers, ladies, top of the list, I always recommend, number one on the list, if you can't afford to take care of the baby alone, make sure you go to maintenance court. There's nothing wrong with going to the maintenance court. Go there every day until you get the help that you need. You must not get tired of going to the maintenance court. You know, if that guy can't take care of the kid, their parents must come and take care of the kid. And also shout for help, you know, because it's pointless for people to be saying right now, if I was around, I was going to help this lady. Whereas when somebody says, please help me with this type of situation, you say, I was not there when you made the baby. You know, it's quite sad. It's heartbreaking that women have to go to the lengths of actually stealing and endangering their own well-being for the sake of the kids. And also, if we can, guys, let's make sure that we have babies that we can afford. You know, I know that it sounds like, oh, this one, she thinks, you know what, she has arrived in life, or she thinks she's better, or she's speaking from a point of privilege. But I always say this to say, ladies, try by all means, you know, to avoid gifting guys with babies, because guys run away. You know, not every guy will run away, but from time to time a guy will run away. So have a baby when you are ready to have a baby. A lot of people will come and shame you for not, you know, having babies at a certain age. They would want you to succumb to society's standards and pressures of having babies because everybody of your age group is having babies. But I would still like to say to you, if you cannot afford to have a baby at that time where your peers are having babies, don't have a baby. Because at the end of the day, you will then have to bring this baby, for this baby to suffer, for you to now come and be arrested, be caught stealing, and this baby will have to be reminded by their classmates 10 years, 20 years from now that your mother was caught stealing, and also the emotional damage that comes with that. Also, if you're going to be imprisoned, the same baby that you brought here as a gift to somebody, or the baby that you brought because you could not afford a baby, but because your peers were having babies and you were tired of being called names or being called barren, now the same baby has to suffer. So we have to think about all these things and all the other things before we commit into long-term, lifelong things like having a baby. I know that some people, you know, they're okay. They make sure that they have babies when they're working and they have like stable jobs, but life happens to the living and at some point they lose their jobs. But before you can even resort to stealing and endangering the same baby, try other things. You know, I don't know how else we can help one another to just, you know what, make this parenting thing so much easier. I don't know if maybe we can start an initiative of diapers or what. I don't know, guys, but whatever it is that you can suggest, I'm open-minded. And maybe if you can suggest that in the WhatsApp group, because the other thing is that, you know, there's this thing that goes around about how when you have a baby, when somebody has a baby and you help them take care of that baby, it's like you are sending them to make more babies. And a lot of people who actually struggle don't mind having like 5 babies that they can't even afford, you know. But if you're gonna be having 5 babies that you can afford, at least then use, you know, cloth diapers instead of you having to steal diapers and have to end up in prison. Basically, that is all that I have to say regarding the whole issue. I'm not one to, I am very sympathetic, by the way, but at the same time, I still feel like, no, if we don't reprimand people for stealing, we are saying there's an exception for stealing as long as you're stealing for a baby. No, try find other ways, you know, find other means, do other things. Did you exhaust all your options before you could get to a point where you want to incriminate yourself and endanger the life of the very same baby that you brought to this earth? Have you thought about all of that? Or maybe when you just felt like, you know what, the money that I have, I will use it for other things, and then with the diapers, I'll just steal them because now I'm on size 4. I've been stealing since from size 1. You know, that's not what I'm saying happened in this situation. I'm just saying that you'll never know what actually happens in somebody's head when they wake up and decide, oh, they want to steal diapers. And we don't know their situations at home. We don't know the circumstances that led to them doing that. But at the end of the day, stealing is wrong. I do not recommend, because at the end of the day, it's the very same baby that you are stealing for that has to suffer when you are caught stealing. With that being said, thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you on the next upload. I love you. God bless you. So before uploading this video, I saw a post on Facebook where there were people who actually donated diapers to this lady, which is a beautiful thing. But also, we are not saying ladies go around stealing diapers so that people can come and donate to you, okay? You need to be very careful. I love you. Bye.